This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome to the Pregame Show. I'm AJ Goodkin. You ready for all the high school football action about to go down in the final week of the regular season here in Southern Middle Tennessee. Starting things off over with a big game on Thursday night over at Summertown. So they're taking on the top team within their region in East Hickman, trying to lock up a home playoff game for next week.
Summertown secured a playoff berth in Week 10, getting a complete win on the road at Lewis County.
Good win. Every win, I've never had a bad one. And I never had an ugly one or whatever, but we played well. I thought our kids were playing with a lot of confidence. Offensively, we scored all three times we had in the first half, and then we ran the second half kickoff back. So great way to start the game and a good way to start the second half.
The Eagles have been fresh since the bye week, getting back to where they need to be.
Mostly just rest. Like a lot of players had like bangs and stuff like that. They needed to rest up for these last couple games.
Up next is a visit from East Hickman, the top team in their region.
We were hoping this would be for the championship, but they've already clinched it. And we had a couple of hiccups early in the year that cost us there, but we still like to get them. And, we made the playoffs now, so this is kind of for seeding, even though a lot of that's out of our control. But you always, bottom line is, at the end of the day, I don't care if you're playing checkers, football, or whatever, you just want to compete and do the best you can, and that's what we want to do Friday night.
It will be senior night for Summertown and a chance to lock up the number 2 spot.
Very important. It's senior night, Halloween, maybe for a second place spot. It's important.
The job is simple for the Eagles on Thursday night: do the little things right and get home field advantage in the first round.
Well, obviously, you got to outscore them, and you do that by playing as good a defense as you can, score and take advantage of opportunities to score, and then be solid. No big mistakes, kicking game or anywhere else. So we've got to play. I won't say a perfect game, but we've got to play really well. It's a good football team. Only been beat once and none in the region, so it's going to be a challenge for us.
Speaking of the postseason, staying within that same region is a big matchup also went down on Thursday night as Mount Pleasant made their way out to Loretto.
Loretto got back into the win column in Week 10 with a much-needed victory at home against Waverly.
We did our jobs, filled our gaps, done everything we could to take the win, and now we just got to move on to Mount Pleasant.
The big play was a huge factor in the win, something this team loved to see.
Yeah, we needed some big plays. It's been a situation where we've had to drive some here and there, and we did some things to take advantage of a few things here and there, and it was good to see some excitement with some big plays from our guys. We've got some explosive ability. We just haven't been able to cash it in very much.
Mount Pleasant got back on the right track as well last Friday, getting a good win on the road at Hickman County.
On the road, we haven't been very good on the road this year. But, we showed up at Hickman and kind of handled our business on both sides of the ball and was able to get out of there early and get home and start thinking about the next one.
The Tigers got back to what they do best, winning on both sides of the ball.
It was really a whole unit play. Everybody, we had to fire all cylinders. Coach hyped us up for it. I'm not going to lie to you. Went out there and just hit them in the mouth.
Both sides have their eyes to the postseason, with each aiming for a win to secure their place.
Big game. It's really funny. Our region and the cross region are both all in a bunch of tiebreaker kind of situations. So, yeah, it is a huge game. And we've talked about, the implications of the game. We've talked about the quality of the opponent. Mount Pleasant's got a very good football team, and it ought to be a fun night.
It's pretty much a playoff game right now. We got to play our way into second place, or we probably end up losing a tiebreaker and end up on the outside looking in. So it's a big game for both teams. Obviously, they're a really good team. High-powered offense, scoring 40-something a game. Scored over half 100 on us last year. So, we've had about a year to think about that and try to get answers to stop them.
Thursday night will be an intense battle, one filled with many twists and turns that each wants to control.
It's going to take everybody doing their job, taking one play at a time, keeping our heads.
We're really going to have to be aggressive, come out first quarter, right before the game even starts. Warm-ups. We got to come out there, just stretch amazing, work one, and then hopefully all 4 quarters we get the day.
Now moving over to Class 5A, where Lawrence County was having homecoming on Friday night. It's the final game of the 2024 season for the Wildcats as Cheatham County is coming to town.
Lawrence County got back in the win column last Friday, winning big at Franklin County.
Did a lot of good things. Really tickled to return for a touchdown. Play played well on special teams. Defense played well. Offense moved the ball down the field.
It's a performance the Wildcats needed as they tried to build some momentum heading into the offseason.
I think it's extremely important to end with 2 wins, just build momentum going into next year. Don't want to win on a loss, a bad taste in our mouths, we want to end strong.
Up next for the Purple and Gold is Cheatham County, a team they are very familiar with.
Of course, they're coming off a win. They won Friday night, and I know that they're probably thinking, they're in a 5-team region, so that one win put them in the playoffs. And we just shake our heads like, man, it'd be nice to be in a really small region, but we're going to miss it this year. We're going to be 5th, and top 4 go. So we're frustrated, but hopefully we'll get a little momentum.
It will be homecoming as well for Lawrence County as they look to take care of business on the field.
It's like a fun week, but we got to stay focused. That the number one thing is to win this game. So with all the extra, activities going around, we just got to stay focused, make sure don't get too caught up in it.
The Wildcats will be aiming to end 2024 on a high note and put themselves in a good position for 2025.
Taking care of the football, and the running game's been good, but we want to be able to, continue to run the football. I think Carter Pettigrew's up almost 800 yards. Ian Clayton's about, I think he's over 6, and so we've rushed for almost 2,000 yards as a team. So we want to be able to run the ball, and then hopefully we'll take what they give us in the passing game. And those receivers have done well, and we'd like to have another explosive pass player or two to help everything out, and then continue to focus on special teams.
Coming up next, we head on over to Class Single A to check in with Wayne County, Richland, and Collinwood.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
Hey everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201-9098 so we can help you make the switch today.
This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back to the final score. Now over in Class Single A, where Richland will also be back at home on Friday night. The Raiders will be taking on Moore County as they look to secure the top seed within the region.
After back-to-back losses, Richland is looking to right some wrongs in week number 11.
We've clinched the playoffs, and that was good, but we kind of had a couple letdowns and working just to get ourselves back to who we've been and who we can be and who we want to be. And so we're tuning it up a little bit more and in practice this week and just trying to get back to our goals and what we have set for us.
The Raiders will be looking to clear their minds and focus on the task at hand.
Well, we need to forget about last week and the week before that, and we got a really big opportunity to win the championship here, so we're looking forward to that.
Richland will host Moore County to wrap up the regular season, a team looking to control their destiny as well.
Oh, they're a good team. Coach White does a great job. We went to school together a long time ago, and a good friend of mine, and they do an outstanding job. And they're fighting for a spot in the playoffs still. So whereas we're fighting for the top spot, and they're fighting for a spot, and that makes them hungry. We talked to our guys about that. They've got to embrace that challenge and know that they're going to come in here ready to play Friday.
The Raiders are also aiming for history and trying to win a region crown.
It's really big. It's something that hasn't been done here in about 30, 40 years, and we're looking to get it done.
In order to host a playoff game, Richland will need to get back to its roots.
Just coming out and matching intensity, or being, even more so. We pride ourselves on being a tougher team. That wasn't the case Friday night, and we got to get back to being, that kind of football team.
Now heading over to Waynesboro, where Wayne County has already locked up a spot in the Class Single A playoffs as they will hit the road in a non-region matchup at Liberty Creek.
Wayne County is coming off a big come-from-behind victory in Week 10, winning late on the road at Collinwood.
That means a lot to us. We've been fortunate enough to win 3 out of 4 times we played over there at Collinwood. That's just a big win for us. Being cross-county rivals, that's huge.
It was a good test of their character as they continue to find ways to win.
It seems like we're coming from behind every week. I was proud of our kids, especially going over there. It was a tough place to play in a rivalry game. Going over there and, falling behind, late in the game, and, finding a way to get it done. We had a lot of guys step up, make some plays there at the end.
The victory puts them in a good position for the postseason and gives them plenty of hope.
That was huge. We didn't take care of business early on in the season, obviously, but that put us in a position to let fate fall where it falls.
Up next is a long trip to Liberty Creek. Big test in North.
We got a big one this week. Got a long trip on the road, going up to Gallatin to Liberty Creek, playing a 3A school who's going 4A next year, so that's going to be a big test for us.
For the Wildcats to get a win in Week 11, they need to take care of business and do what they do best.
We got to handle all the distractions on a long road trip. We got to be able to show up and get off the bus up there, not get overwhelmed by, all their facilities and all that stuff. A big school up there in Nashville. We need to go up there and, play our style of football and do what we do.
Over to Collinwood, where the Trojans will be wrapping up the 2024 year as they take on Huntland.
Collinwood struggled in Week 10 as they couldn't close out a rivalry game against Wayne County.
A lot of effort. We had a lot of effort. We felt good about that. We're still learning things, and like I said, you like to have some breaks every once in a while, but it's about making your own breaks, and we've lost a lot of close games this year, and it's really disheartening in some ways, because I think we could just as easily be right in the middle of things, but it is what it is, and so we're going to try to go over to Huntland Friday night and maybe spoil their parade.
The goal for the Trojans in Week 11 is to take care of business and finish what they started.
Our effort was good, just part of finishing. We've had a couple close games that we didn't finish, and I think our motto this week should be finishing the game.
Up next is a visit to Huntland, a team that will present a difficult challenge.
They're not real big, but they're really quick. They've won some games close games. They've won some of their close games, and so that's something we're just gonna have to do. We're gonna have to find a way to win. And I figure it's gonna be a close one. So we'd like to find a way to do that.
The Trojans want to end the year on a high note and show what they're about.
We got good effort now, better than the start of the year. So if we use that to this week's game, finish off the season how we want to.
Collinwood has one game left on the schedule and one more opportunity to prove what they can be.
I think we're as good as anybody. We just can't get over that hump. And so, we've been in every ball game, and you just wished you could, look back and say that. So this one will be no different. It's, we just as easy could be, 4-2 in the region like everybody else, and figuring out who's going to get to stay and who's going to get to go. It's tough, but like I said, those years happen sometimes. So you just don't. You just don't know why. I don't have an answer. So hopefully we'll, get over and get a win, and maybe that'll help out.
Coming up next, we head on over to college football as UNA gets ready for their matchup with Austin Peay.
For the best meal from south of the border, head to Cocina Real and Puente Grande for lunch and dinner. With a wide array of mouth-watering entrees, there's something for everyone on the menu. And you can't forget the cheese dip. They'll treat you like family, and you'll never leave hungry. Make Cocina Real Mexican Restaurant and Puente Grande Mexican Restaurant your choice for authentic cuisine, located in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
I'm Mike Keith, and my friends at Elliott Johnson Insurance have a great partner in Auto Owners Insurance. Auto Owners makes it easy to get life, home, car, or business insurance. Let Elliott Johnson Insurance find the Auto Owners policy that makes a difference in your life. Call Elliott Johnson Insurance at one of their 3 locations, Florence, Loretto, and Lawrenceburg. Elliott Johnson Insurance, moving forward for our clients every day.
This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back to the pregame show. Now over to college football, where UNA will have senior day on Saturday afternoon. The Lions will be taking on Austin Peay as they look to get back on the right track. Here's what head coach Brent Dearman had to say.
Head football coach Brent Dearman, and coach coming off of a tough battle against the number 10 ranked team, Central Arkansas, and had a lot of opportunity. Just how can you close the book on that ball game?
There's a ton of positives in that game. You had the number 10 team in all of FCS, quite possibly the top team in our conference. You had a second half lead. You outgained them. You played better than them on third down. In my opinion, we were better in all 3 phases except 5 turnovers. If you don't turn the ball over on the offense side of the ball, you win that game, which is a tough road victory. It stings. We don't like moral wins around here. We need to get real victories. But coming in and talking to our team, saying that team had us 28-0 last year, and we had them on the ropes with a chance for a knockout blow. And we've got to. That's the next step. Is we got to be able to win top 10 teams on the road. We've got a top 10 win at home. Now we got to go on the road and win those football games. But turn a page. We got a good Austin Peay team coming in here that we got to turn the page and take care of business this week.
Defensively, against one of the top rushing attacks in the nation, held them to a season low, flying around, being real physical, great on third downs, as you just mentioned. I mean, just how strong was that defensive effort Saturday?
They kept us in the game. You look at an offense that we had 5 turnovers, but also a fourth down or at the 2-yard line we tried to go for it, where that's really a turnover on downs right there. So I think we only punted 3 times. And if 6 turnovers in our defense, the way they played was unbelievable. I think they were averaging 260 yards a game on the ground, and to be able to hold them to under 60 yards was phenomenal. We flew around, we hit people, we got the ball on the ground. Everybody played their job, they fit their gaps. We were playing physical. We got a bunch of sacks for a lot of yards. I mean, it was the way that Purple Swarm defense is supposed to play, and that's probably our best defense performance of the year.
Probably an overlooked aspect of the game was special teams. You blocked a punt, forced them to punt with their quarterback several times. Kobe Warden had some good punt returns, and then Justin Luke took home UAC Specialist Honors this past week. Just how much of a boost was the special teams game?
I thought it was our best special teams performance since I've been here as a whole. You're looking at an explosive play on kickoff return, set up our first score. I think an 82-yard kickoff return by Justin Luke. You're looking at Kobe Warden had 3 returns in the punt return game for over 10 yards. He averaged over 15 yards in that game. Adam Watford averaged over 41 yards a punt and had a big day punting, flipping the field. Really blocked 2 punts, one in the books, one we had a penalty called on us, and a very debatable call, but blocked 2 punts. So I thought overall it's our best special teams performance, put us in positions to win the game, and when you're winning in 2 of the 3 phases, you're supposed to win the game. So really proud of the way that those guys showed up and played.
Senior Day, Saturday, Austin Peay. Let's start with the senior class, and what can you say about what they've contributed the 2 years you've been here?
Man, this senior class, from guys that's been here their whole career to like a Takari Kennebrew who's been here 7 years, Kobe Warden who's been here a long time, 2 guys that's only been here a year with Marlon Kraku, and the 15 total guys have made a huge impact. When they've got a chance to leave this place, we thought we're already at the conference wins in Division I. We're already meeting that with 3 games left. They got a chance to leave this place and put a fingerprint on the Division I area that hasn't been done around here before. But their effort, their work ethic, their production has put us in this position. They've left the place better than they found it, and that's been my challenge to them, is to leave the place better than you found it, and they sure did.
Austin Peay on Saturday, what do you expect out of a battle with the Govs?
Still a really good football team. You're talking about a team that won the conference last year. They've got a good amount of guys that were on that conference championship team that's still there. Got a brand new staff. They brought in a lot of transfers. Very athletic. They fly around. They do a lot of things that can give you headaches on both sides of the ball. They've got some explosive players on the offensive side of the ball that can take it to the house. So a really good football team coming in here. We know we got to play an A game. We got to play very well. We got to play sound. We got to take care of the football. We do all those things, we're going to have a chance to get a win at home in our last home game.
That does it for the pregame show. Kickoff for your games will be in just a few minutes, and don't forget to check out all the highlights going down tonight on The Final Score.
This is the X Sports Network.